Hi, everybody. Happy Easter Sunday to you. It's region weather meteorologist Matt Wintz. I hope we find you well here on this Sunday evening. A lot of you had, early lunch, dinner, church services this morning. I know it's been a long day for a lot of you. And last time we spoke, at least face to face, not through graphics as we did throughout the course of the week, I wasn't going to do a Facebook Live tonight. I was going to shift it to tomorrow night, just to kind of respect the Easter holiday and what you guys have going on. And I was going through things and just kind of organizing, what we're going to deal with graphic wise tonight, what graphic I was going to put out. And there's just so much weather information. There's so much coming at us over the course of the next week that I couldn't put it into a single graphic. So I just told my wife, I said, babe, I got to do a live tonight. And so thank you for joining me on Easter. I respect your time, and I know it's, a holiday and all that stuff. So I want to make sure that we make this short and sweet and kind of get right to it. All right. So want to thank my sponsors first and foremost. They're all amazing. Tigerplumbing.net. If you need a plumber, PSAs are public service adjusters, publicserviceadjusting.com, all local licensed insured. And again, we'll talk more in detail when we do an actual broadcast. This is going to be more of a quicker one. Ewing MECH, if you guys need any HVAC work or new furnace, new AC, all that stuff, all these businesses are family owned and operated here in Northwest Indiana, which is awesome. At Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. All right, so I want to dive into it here. Here's what we've got going on. First and foremost, this is probably my favorite weather pattern every single year because it's crazy. All right. We have a true battle with warm spring-like air that's trying to get in here. And then we've got cold air off towards the north that's trying to get in here. And there's always this battle zone in between in the spring. And sometimes it's more pronounced than others, but it is very pronounced right now. We've had 80-degree temperatures as far north as St. Louis. They're in the 70s downstate. If you go south of I-70 in Indiana, south of Indianapolis, it's in the 70s right now, and it has been all weekend. Nashville, Kentucky, Southern Ohio, all in the 70s, up near 80 degrees last couple days. Meanwhile, here in the region, we're kind of in between. We've had 50s and 60s, and then even 40s up towards the lakeshore. There's just this big temperature disparity between north and south. And that battle zone where it's taking place, where it goes from 40s to 80s, is where you lay the train tracks, so to speak, where these showers and thunderstorms develop. You get waves of heavy rainfall, severe weather as well. We certainly have been dealing with a lot of that as we've gone throughout really the last couple of days. And so we have a wave of that developing right now. This is our next round of rain, right on cue. We've been talking about this over the last couple of days in terms of the timing of this. But overall, we're dealing with just rainfall that's been heavy at times. It's been a soaking rain with severe weather down to the south. So if you look at the radar right now, there's a severe thunderstorm making its way through areas of central Illinois. That's got a lot of hail with it. That's going to head south of us. But what's developing is a widespread area of rain, and that rain. Emmy, you're on camera right now. You want to say hello? Real quick, you okay? All right, honey. I'm going to do a broadcast real quick. Go talk to mama if something's wrong. Okay. So all this rain is developing off in the northern end of it, and all that rain's going to come in here later on this evening. It's already here in spots, but it's really going to soak us tonight as we go throughout the overnight into tomorrow morning. All right. So this is our next round of rain, but we're not done after this. There's going to be more waves that develop with the warm air trying to get in and the cold air trying to get in at the same time. That battle zone is going to be right over this next couple of days. So in terms of temperatures, I just want to show you this. I'm going to take this through the next 2 days. Look at the warmth. I mean, 70s to near 80 miles south of us, right? And 40s off towards the north, even 30s. It's just such a difference. This isn't a lake breeze. This is just a frontal setup right now across the country. But as we go through time, here's tonight, here's tomorrow, we've got that same boundary with real warm air. It's going to get pushed a little bit further down to the south. Meanwhile, we're shivering up here. We'll be in the 40s to near 50 degrees. And then that continues. This is on into Tuesday, more of the same, where we're cold or cool, and then it's really warm down to our south. They'll have leaves popping out on the trees downstate. Just incredible, this difference. And so as we go back and look at kind of what's going on precip-wise, there's waves and waves of rainfall. So here's tonight's comes through. This is tomorrow morning, still dealing with scattered rain and rumbles. I do want to precursor by saying this. We don't have I'm not impressed with our severe threat here locally. All right. We're going to have some rumbles of thunder, but everything in our air mass is going to become elevated. The severe threat's just south of us, but it's not here. All right. So I'm not worried about severe weather. If anything, we may get some hail out of some of these. But overall, I'm expecting just heavy rain, some lightning from time to time out of some of these, but nothing severe here locally. We're not in that meat or that juicy part of the atmosphere down towards the south, the meat and potatoes of where the system is, not the meat. That sounds weird. But anyways, we go through time. There's your rain tonight and tomorrow. We get a brief break. This would be just after the morning rush hour tomorrow. I think the bulk of the rain will be heading on out. And then this next wave comes in. This is the one that's coming real close to us with severe weather. Models have been consistent in developing some big hailstorms. And this is tomorrow morning into midday out towards our west. But watch how it kind of curves. It curves just south of us, all right? So that would bring heavy rain for us, probably some thunder and lightning. We'll have to keep an eye on Newton and Jasper County with this because this model run right here is a little bit further north with that. But again, it would be hail with that. And then that continues to move down to the south. We're now into Tuesday, and we're still dealing with the same pattern, just waves of heavier rainfall, most of it off towards the north of where that severe weather threat is, which is going to be south of us. So in terms of rain the next couple of days, it's not going to be an all-out washout, but there's going to be several waves. The first one's moving in tonight. And look at this preset. I mean, look how much we're talking about. This is tonight through Tuesday. I mean, these are really impressive numbers, right? And we shared this with you on Friday that this was going to be coming. But we could be talking 1 to 2 inches of rain here locally. It does get much heavier as you get down towards the south where you get those thunderstorms that really rain out the rain, okay? So that's our pattern. Pretty rainy here over the next couple days. We have a minimal severe threat tomorrow. I'm not too impressed with it. I think most of it will be down to the south. We'll have to keep an eye on Newton and Jasper counties. And then I'm not worried about severe outside of that, just waves of rainfall, okay? So in terms of severe threat, here you go. This is what Storm Prediction Center is thinking. Notice how this light green, that means we have thunderstorm chances. Green is the marginal risk, which I don't like the word marginal and slight. It doesn't tell you anything. Basically, level 1 out of 5, and then here's your level 2 out of 5. All of it downstate. It's close to us, yes. And then here's tomorrow. This is when I think it gets closest to us. Notice how it's pretty much the same line. They've got a big threat across areas of the Missouri Valley. And then on into Tuesday night and Wednesday, that threat continues. It just shifts east. So multiple days of severe weather where it's in the 70s to near 80 degrees down towards the south. It's also humid there as well. But for us, we stay on the cooler side of things, waves of rainfall, embedded thunder. We go from there, okay? After that, it gets even more interesting. So here's where things really start to churn for the worse in terms of the weather. We've got more snow coming our way, or at least the potential for snow later on this week. Couple good things about the system coming in this week. It's a big system that's moving in. It's the same one. There's going to be a low pressure that develops along the back edge of this and kind of gets cut off from the main jet stream, and it's going to swirl through the Great Lakes, all right? The bad news about that is it's going to swirl through the Great Lakes, all right? So we've got days, pretty much all week's going to be wet, but we've got days of this low pressure that's going to bring rain, and then eventually cold air wraps in, and we start to mix in some snow and change over to snow in spots, okay? So nasty, nasty weather coming our way, all right? But the good news about it, and the way I want you to view it, is for the eclipse that's coming next Monday, April 8th, right? The longer this low pressure stays around, the better, because earlier modeling last week took this low through and it got it out of here, meaning our next system comes in fast, all right? And that brought a lot of clouds for the eclipse. The latest modeling over the last 3 days slows this system down. It parks it right over the Great Lakes. And as long as it's here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that means our next system's not moving in. So then the system finally moves out this weekend. That gives us a break for the eclipse where I think we're going to have some sunshine or clear skies, which is what we want for it. There will be some clouds around. So let's dive into that. This is what it looks like, at least in terms of the modeling. Here's our rain and storms over the next couple days. This is Tuesday, same thing, right? Most of it's starting to shift down to the south after tomorrow, but still pretty rainy set of days here. By Tuesday, we start to develop a low pressure down in areas of southern Illinois, all right? And that low really starts to ramp up. We continue with the rain showers around here. We've got just a gross northeast wind. This is Tuesday getting into Wednesday. And now as this low really starts to deepen and heads up over areas near Detroit and Lake Erie, now we're starting, as this low deepens, it's starting to pull in even colder air from Canada as it gets stronger. So we'll have some pretty gusty winds around here Tuesday and Wednesday. But you also notice what happens. Everything stops moving east and it starts to kind of retrograde as this thing spins up. With that colder air and moisture in place, yes, we're changing some of this rain over to wet snow by Wednesday. Locally here, I've got rain and wet snow mix on Wednesday, especially later in the day. All right. I don't see any big problems during the day Wednesday, but Wednesday evening into Wednesday night, again, if we're going to accumulate snow in April, this isn't an April Fool's joke, by the way. This is April 3rd, so it's beyond that. If we're going to accumulate snow this time of year, we typically have to do it at night. All right, that sun angle is way too strong. We can do it during the day, but it's really hard to do. But at nighttime, and just put this on your calendar because that's the whole point of our Region Weather Lives. At nighttime, Wednesday night and a Thursday morning, we may be able to accumulate some snow. All right. And I know you don't want to hear that, but just remember, the longer this system stays, the better we're off for the eclipse next Monday. Okay. So here goes the modeling. This is the Euro, and it swirls this system up right over us Wednesday and a Thursday with some rain and wet snow. Not a big deal, but some of it could be gloppy and briefly heavy at times, as it looks right now, Wednesday evening into Wednesday night. Could get a little tricky then. By Thursday, we're starting to warm things up again atmospherically. So any wet snow that we accumulate would start to melt. It'd be gloppy, wet, just slushy, gross. And then Thursday, we still deal with showers. That's good. Let's keep the system around, right? This is Thursday, still some gross showers, still kind of chilly outside. And then Friday, system still kind of here, but now it's starting to get on out of here, all right? But it's spent the whole week here. Okay, so Friday looks much better. We'll have some sunshine. So here we go. Let's fast forward to the eclipse. This is Friday into Saturday, the Euro indicating perhaps some lingering lake effect showers because we still have cold air in place. I could see that, but here you go. Let's go Sunday. Look at that, looking pretty good Sunday. And here's Monday. There's a system coming at us from the west with some rain, but that rain's going to head into our dry air that we have, all right? And so here you go. This is eclipse right here, all right? And the Euro, as of right now, has us dry, but that's not what matters. What matters is the cloud cover. So let's look at the cloud cover. And this is, I'm going to start us off on Saturday so you can kind of see this leftover system. Let me get out of the 18s and go to the 12s here. So here we go. I'm going to start you off on Saturday right here. So here's the low pushing on out. These are clouds. White are clouds. Blue is clear. Emmy's really interested because we got to watch the eclipse, right? So here's Sunday, completely sunny Sunday. And then here's Monday. Here comes that little rain shield. It'll be drying up. So we'll have high clouds with it. High clouds get out of here, says the Euro. And we have clear skies. That's what the Euro is saying right now, all right? This is still far off, okay? To figure out what kind of clouds we're going to have is going to be tough, okay? As of right now, cloud forecast is last. Precip forecast is second. Temperature forecast is first. So long range, we can always tell if temperatures are going to be warmer or colder. That's our first kind of forecast confidence thing that we have, is we can tell warmer, colder. Second most thing that comes with confidence is temperatures. After temperatures is precip. All right, so we can start to tell if it's going to rain or not on certain days. Last thing in terms of confidence is cloud cover. That's the hardest thing to predict this far out, okay? But it's encouraging to see that wave come in from the west. It kind of goes through with a layer, the way this would go, it'd be a layer of high clouds that comes through Sunday into early Monday, and then that would disperse, and we don't really have a system yet. System's still out towards our west, and eventually, you know, we get some clearing of skies. So I think we can do it. I'm very optimistic about this forecast because now we're in the range where there's some accuracy to this, but we'll see how it evolves. What would change would be if maybe this wave coming in is a little bit slower and this arrives, you know, in the afternoon on Monday. That would be problematic. It would be a layer of clouds that would shield the sun. Eclipse is still cool, even if we have cloud cover. Trust me, it's still going to be awesome. But either way, that would change. And then look, by Tuesday, I mean, this is the next day. We've got a big system with clouds everywhere. So I think we could thread the needle on this. We'll see what happens in terms of that. But I just want you guys to know, when it is raining and we've got wet snow coming in later this week, please stay positive about it. All right. Because if that system's here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, however you want to look at it, that we want it here then. All right. We want something here right before the eclipse, because that something, whatever it is, has to, eventually leave, and we want it to leave right before the eclipse. So as of right now, the way this system lingers this week, that's positive news for eclipse forecasts. Okay. If it were to move out quicker, like we want it to, because we don't want rain and snow. Oh, thanks, honey. Okay. I'll look at it. All right. So anyway, that's kind of how it'll go. All right. So that's that. Okay. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I know that's a lot of information. There was too much to put into a graphic tonight. We'll do a more formal Region Weather Live at some point this week because there's going to be lots to talk about. I'm targeting probably Tuesday night as we start the month of April tomorrow. Certainly we have very April-like forecast. Okay. So kind of a recap for you. We've got rounds of rain coming our way. We've got one moving in now. It's going to be a very rainy night. We'll have embedded thunder as well. Nothing severe tonight. Tomorrow we get a little break, and then we have another wave of rain that moves in. We'll have to watch some of those. Those may have better thunderstorms with them, at least locally, especially in our southern counties. Severe threats, not zero, but it's low for us. But Newton and Jasper County, we'll keep an eye on it. Tomorrow afternoon would be the time to watch. Either way, we get another round of rain area-wide tomorrow, later in the day, and then another wave on Tuesday. And then this whole system spins up, and we get some rain on Wednesday that starts to mix with and change over to wet snow. Okay. Snowfall forecast, too early to tell. Euro right now spitting out 5 inches on us of wet snow. And that would be Wednesday evening into Wednesday night. All right. Timing could change on that, but that's what I'm looking at right now. Either way, it might get a little sloppy, just kind of gross around here late Wednesday. Thursday would still be kind of gross with lingering showers just on the chilly side. Friday, I think we'll have sunshine on Friday, but we'll probably have some lake effect showers or clouds out in our eastern counties. And then by Saturday and Sunday, that's when we start to make that improvement, and hoping it lasts through Monday at this point. It does look like it does. Okay. So that's that. So Jeff, I see your comment on there. How much snow? Too early to tell right now, buddy. It's really hard to, if the models are picking up on the snow during the day Wednesday, which some of them are in the afternoon and evening, a lot of that's going to melt when it first hits the ground. So if we're looking at 5-inch totals, inch and a half of that accumulates, right? But if it moves in later Wednesday night, like after the sun sets, then we would accumulate most of that. So there's that. And just so you know, we average less than an inch of snow from here on out, at least climatologically. So this is going to be hard to do. It's going to be hard to accumulate a lot of snow. We can certainly do that. Melanie, she asked a really good question, and I'll hit on this more this week. She says, please tell me warm weather is coming back soon. Yes, it looks like we finally break this pattern once the eclipse gets here into next week. All right. Let me just show you this. Let me just show you temperatures real quick. I'll show you how this pattern kind of shifts. All right. So let's go back to 12Z. All right, here we go. So this is tomorrow right here. There's tomorrow. So 50s, look at the 70s. Look at the heat. This is where spring is. I mean, it's just warm everywhere. And meanwhile, it's winter up here. So that's tomorrow. And then Tuesday, same thing, a little bit cooler. Where's Tuesday highs? Right there. Okay. So Tuesday getting cooler as that low pressure strengthening. So you get this real tight gradient as that low develops. So we're in the 40s Tuesday. Wednesday, here's our snow day, right? So 30s. I think we'll have rain with wet snow, changing over to wet snow. Thursday doesn't look much better. That cold air is still here. We're near 40. Yuck. I'd probably go low 40s. And then here's Friday, and watch this recovery. So we'll start to bounce back. Still cold. These are highs, guys. These are highs on Friday. I mean, that's way below average, right? So into the 40s on Friday. Still cool, though. By Saturday, we're starting to turn things around. Look at the warmth coming in from the west, near 50. And then here you go. Sunday, 50s. So not great. And then by Monday, this is when I expect the change right here. Yes. Look at that. Widespread mid-60s. Near 70 degrees as of right now. And that looks to stick around. I'll show you Tuesday too. Yeah, look at Tuesday next week. Warm everywhere. It's going to be crazy. 70s maybe. We'll see. But yes, very encouraging signs in the next week. And the reason why is because there's a big system out west that's going to dive south. And that's going to pump the air up in the eastern half of the country for the first time in 2.5 weeks. And so we're finally going to warm up, which is great news. Okay. So Melanie, I know you had a short question. I gave you a long answer, but that's kind of what we're looking at as of right now. Okay. Deb, I know, gross for sure. All right. Well, that is all I've got for you guys tonight. So I appreciate you joining me. we're not done with the live broadcast. We'll do another one. I'm targeting Tuesday this week, either Tuesday or Wednesday evening, probably around this time. We'll do another broadcast for you guys too, just because we have a lot coming at us. I do want to give us an update on the snow. We'll have graphic updates and radio updates on our radio stations, but just to talk face and face and be able to answer your questions, that's where I want to go with it. Okay. All right, so that's all I have. Thank you guys for taking time out of your Easter to join me. I certainly appreciate it. Chris, happy Easter to you. I appreciate it. We had a real nice Easter. We had family over, just got done with dinner, so it's like cleaning and bedtime for me. But we'll get there. Kids had fun too. Lots of chocolate, right, Emmy? No,
barely any.
Barely any, because we allow you how many chocolates today? Just one, right? Two. You got two chocolates. You can't get too much in one day, honey. We'll stretch out Easter. All right. Susan says lightning and thunder in DeMont right now. There you go. That's going to be what we deal with all night tonight. Susan, I wouldn't be surprised to see if we have a little bit of small hail at times. Okay. There's some real cold air aloft, and so it's easy to produce hail. It doesn't mean it's severe if it hails. Okay. But again, could have some hail tonight, some lightning, thunder from now and then. Just kind of a really rainy night. So there's that. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you guys. Talk to you soon.